Hello, fellow wanderers. I'm Endri, and thank you for joining me as we wander through some more RimWorld Alpha 16. It's going to be a special video per request of one of my viewers. They wanted to know basically what do all of the traits mean, why do I pick the characters I pick or reject the characters I reject. So I'm going to be going over that today in this video. To facilitate this, I've loaded the Prepared Carefully mod. If you look on the Steam Workshop, it's the most subscribed mod on the workshop, probably for a reason. But first, let's go over the character screen here to give you an idea of what I'm looking for when I'm shifting through it normally. Name, I don't really care, but you could fill in the names here, and this determines, you know, what your character's name appears in the game. The middle name here is the one you want to change if you want to change what they look like on the planet. Backstory, childhood and adulthood, these determine your starting skills and what you cannot do. So if you're ever wondering why they're the capable ofs, that's because of these right here. Also determines your starting points here. So as you can see here, research +4 and research +7, so research +10, and then there's a random roll as well involved in those initial points. And then traits, these are the traits for the character. These are mainly what I look for. I don't want any of these. I don't want bad one of these, and of course the health thing there. Let's go to Prepare Carefully, and we'll show you this mod. You can randomize the name, appearance. You can change their appearance. You can change their relations. And you can change their health. So add condition, remove condition, add implant, remove, you know, all that kind of stuff. You can turn on point limits if you want to play a more balanced game. I don't believe the base game pays much attention to that, but there you go. Age, so I don't like characters that start like 50 or 60 years old for this one. That's their actual age, because they did have cataracts or bad back or those sorts of things. So age is important, the younger the better. I do believe characters get bonus skills for being older, but don't quote me on that. This is the objective age, by the way. This is the subjective age, how old your character feels based on their time, and this one is the objective age. This is meaningless, this is just a fun little sci-fi number. Backstory. This is the backstory of your character. This determines their starting skill bonuses, what they can and cannot do, and if you're just rolling randomly and not using Prepare Carefully, then you don't have a lot of control over these. You kind of just flip through until you find the one you like. If you are using Prepare Carefully and you want to make custom characters, then there's a whole list of these things that you could find the one you like, and you could click it, and you could move on. Childhood has its own, adulthood has its own. These add together. They're additive to each other, so keep that in mind. You'll want a childhood and adulthood that match what you need for your characters. All right. Traits. Okay, traits are what we're going to go over in depth on this one because they are the primary thing that determines whether or not I like a particular colonist. So we're just going to go down them in order. Abrasive. This pisses everybody else off. Everyone around this person doesn't like them, they tend to insult people a lot, and it's just annoying to have them around. They make things more difficult as far as mood goes. This is not an end-all be-all, I won't take you, but if you've got other negative traits, I'm going to reroll. Annoying voice is the same sort of thing, except this is everybody dislikes them, dislikes the person just because of their voice. It doesn't necessarily mean they'll insult people, but they are annoying. Aesthetic is amazing. Make them a very small bedroom and let them eat your raw food. And aesthetic is one of the better traits in the game, in my opinion, especially with the raw food part, which was not there before, but is there now. Beautiful. Everybody likes you. This could cause problems, but is generally, I consider, beneficial. Bloodlust starts fights, but they don't mind the sight of blood or death, so they're not as bothered by bloodstains or seeing corpses, but they start fights, so this is kind of a maybe for me. Brawler is actually pretty good if you need a melee character, so one of your three characters being Brawler at the start is not bad. Increases their melee, decreases their shooting, but mostly it increases their melee hit chance, which is really nice. Cannibal. You can eat people with no negative moodlet. Either everybody in your colony is a cannibal, or no one is, because if one person in your party is a cannibal, everybody else will have negative moodlets because they butchered humans and ate humans, whether or not they were actually supposed to eat them. So all or nothing on this one. Careful shooter, longer time to aim a shot, but you're a better shot, you get +3 shooting, so this is always a nice trait to have, especially for like your hunter. Chemical fascination. They will use drugs, all of them forever, and they will binge on them, and this could be really, really, really bad. So this is definitely a negative trait. Chemical interest, same thing, but less severe. They use social drugs. I don't find chemical interest to be that bad. If it's going to show up there, I'll take it. No big problem. Creepy breathing. It's like abrasive and annoying voice. It just creeps people out. Minor negative trait. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Depressive is bad. Do not take someone who's depressive. Negative 12 mood. Always. They will never be happy. Do not take them. They will break all the time. Dislikes men and dislikes women. It just causes social problems to take these. I prefer not to. But they don't make or break your colony. Fast walker is amazing. They move faster. This is great for a person who's doing a lot of hauling. Gay is a completely neutral trait. It just determines whether they're attracted to men or women. So it's neither good nor bad. Greedy is a pretty minor negative trait. Give them the best bedroom and they're done. That trait will be dealt with. Green thumb, if they grow, they get a mood bonus and they get +2 growing. It's a pretty nice trait. Hard worker is amazing. Oh, you want to see hard worker show up on somebody. +20% global work speed is awesome. Industrious, even better. +35%. Take somebody who's industrious. Take a minor bad trait just to get industrious. Iron-willed is absolutely phenomenal. Mental break threshold -18%. That means the mental break little bar goes further down to the left, which means they are far less likely to break. Jealous, they need the best bedroom. So this needs the best bedroom. This needs a good bedroom. So this one is not as much of a problem as jealous is. Jealous is worse than greedy. It's basically the upgrade to greedy. Jogger, they move fast. +40 is amazing. Jogger is also a really nice trait to have. Kind, you never have to worry about them starting fights. So kind is an okay trait. It's not super good, but it's definitely not anything to worry about. Lazy is awful. Lazy is only really good if you've got a dedicated hauler, so try to avoid lazy. Masochist, they just like being hurt. So if I have somebody with an injury at the start and they have Masochist, I will take it because Masochist basically removes the negative moodlet from the permanent pain. Nervous is bad, but not super bad. +8% to mental break threshold. So as long as they've got something that boosts their mood as well, this one you can manage. Neurotic. Neurotic is a combination of nervous here, and I want to say industrious? No, hard worker. It's hard worker and neurotic, or hard worker and nervous. That's up to you. If you want somebody who is neurotic, take them. If you don't, don't. This one's not that bad. I think the global work speed is a good trade-off for the mental break threshold. Just keep in mind that neurotic people do break a lot more. Night Owl just reverses the sleep order. Nudist, don't want to wear clothes. This is not so bad, except in winter when it gets... Like, this means you need a lot better temperature control. Keep that in mind. Optimist is amazing. +6 permanent mood. Yeah, there you go. It's harder to make them break. Pessimist, -6 permanent mood. Try to avoid it. Not as bad as depressive, but it's still pretty bad. Pretty is the lesser effect of beautiful. People like you because you're pretty. Prostophile, you like having bionics, so they'll take a negative mood until you get them a prosthetic. So keep that in mind, but it's not a very big negative, so don't worry about it too bad. Prostophobe, I don't like them because if they lose a body part, you don't get to replace it. So keep that in mind. Psychically deaf, psychic attacks, do not work on them. Absolutely amazing, one of my favorite traits in the whole game. Psychically dull is another runner-up, -50%. Psychically dull is pretty good. I would definitely take that. Psychically hypersensitive, +80% psychic sensitivity, and psychically sensitive is 40%. Avoid these two like the plague. They make psychic ships and psychic drones awful. Psychopath! They get no negative moodlets from killing people, unburied corpses, people who are imprisoned, sold to slavery, unless it's one of their relatives. But they get no mood boost for socializing. Psychopaths are actually really nice to have. Psychopathic cannibals are really fun, but you have to kind of make your own scenario for that. I think Psychopath is enough of a positive trait to definitely take it if I see it. Pyromaniac will never fight fires and starts fires under stress. Avoid this like the plague. This will burn down your settlements so fast. Sanguine, plus 12 mood. If you ever get this, take it. It is amazing. You could take a lot of negative traits with a plus 12 permanent mood effect. Slothful, global work speed, minus 35%. No. Slowpoke, minus 20 move. You could get away with this for somebody who's doing a dedicated job. Like if you've got your cook, you could get away with it, though even then I don't like the lowered move speed for cooks. But like tailors, things like that, people who have to do a lot of walking, especially if you set up your stockpiles correctly, Slowpoke is not too bad. Staggeringly ugly. Don't. It's the opposite of beautiful. Just don't. Steadfast, mental break threshold minus 9%. Take it if you could get it. It's pretty good. Teetotaler, won't use drugs, which neither positive or negative. It's kind of a neutral trait. Drugs can help control mood, but as long as you can control it other ways, a teetotaler's not too bad. And here's the one that started this whole thing, too smart. Global loyalty factor plus 80%, mental break threshold plus 12%. You will learn your skills in a long enough game. Do not take too smart. That 12% mental break threshold is so bad. Do not take it. Too smart is not worth it. Ever. I'm sorry. If they're too smart and they've also got like sanguine, okay, take it. It's worth it at that point. The chance if you see that combination outside of prepare carefully, pretty minor. Ugly, opposite of pretty, so it is negative. It's not so bad to have to get rid of the person. Very neurotic. 40% global work speed and 14% mental break threshold. Much like too smart, I think that mental break threshold is too high for the global work speed increase. I could think of very few reasons to keep somebody who's very neurotic around. And volatile, mental break threshold plus 15%. First to break for a reason. Do not take it. But there you go. That's kind of the traits I like and I don't like, and why I like them and don't like them. If you want to play a true experience where you just take your first 3 random people, then it's not a big deal. But a lot of people like to do a little bit more planning. And then with prepare carefully, you could do this flames, single flame, double flame. So no flame means they barely learn it, 0.3% overall. One flame means they learn at 1% of normal rate, and then double is 50% bonus over normal, which is nice. As you can see here, it shows you in the color here what is their trait from their background. So this person, because of their Ice Planet Child, so 4 and 7. So there's your 11 points. That's just their base. So in this one, it separates their base out from the rest of it. And yeah, there you go. And this all affects the points here, so yeah, that's pretty much that. That covers pretty much everything with the Colonist. With Prepare Carefully, you can save and load these in case you have a particular 3 Colonists you'd like to start with. I may do it in another video eventually at one point, but at the moment, not going to worry about it. So yeah, that's it. Relations, by the way, are just permanent mood boosts, but remember, if they die, super bad things happen to their mood. And yeah, that is the Colonist setup and creation. If you have any questions about that, if I didn't go over something as well as you thought you would like, or if you would let me go over something a little bit more, do let me know. But otherwise, until our paths cross again, have fun, stay safe, everyone.